Hello everybody! As you know, I'm the Doctor, and initially I was going to record this live, but there is a lot I want to get off my chest, so I'm going to be doing it like this, with minimal editing, be upfront, and if you are doing homework, house chores, building a model set, or grinding in a video game, then you can listen to me while doing so. And I will post timestamps in the description if you want to skip over certain sections, but I have a very important question for you people by the end, so stick around. Let's start with the driving force of the channel, Thomas topics. In some of my recent videos, I was going on how the Farquhar Sheds video was essentially a cost-cutting measure leading up to the anniversary special. You might be wondering, now that it's up, what exactly does that video have to do with censorship? The answer is absolutely nothing. I had a completely different video in mind, but not only was it going to be much longer, my vocabulary was just not up to the task. And I think you could tell, even in the Farquhar Sheds video, I struggled to describe certain things because I like to be flexible with my writing. I like to have a variety of words and have fun mucking around with wordplay. But the initial anniversary video would not have been made on time, so I went with a censorship video because I could see myself getting that done quicker, especially with the transitions, white text, blur the background, no music, done. And it was something that's like in my field of expertise, whereas the original idea was beyond my league. So that mystery video will have to rest on the back burner for the time being. Another video I promised about 2 years ago was a follow-up to my 50 Things Wrong with All Engines Go. Now, I did go through my computers, thumb drives, hard drives, and the good news I still have a script. The bad news is I've misplaced the folder, because I cannot find it. But the main reason I haven't produced that video is because I felt the need to play catch up with other Thomas YouTubers like Usual Bloke Luke or Unlucky Tug, who will cover certain points throughout Thomas the Tank Engine, and I wanted to be ahead of the game, which is why I went with the Hector video, aka what hit did better than the Railway series. Like, at the time, neither Tug or Luke had covered Season 11, and I thought I better make a video on James's Prejudice, how it was handled in the books compared to the Hit era, and I say that video paid off, especially Unlucky Tug gave me a shout out and took note of James and Hector's relationship and mentioned it in his retrospective videos. Now that All Engines Go has come to an end, I'm not sure how relevant my follow-up is. Like, I'm proud of the points I make, but I think most of us get it. We get it by now. We know how bad All Engines Go is, and I think we all want to move on and treat it like it was a bad dream. More importantly, I realized no one else would be doing video essays on All Engines Go, so I told myself that idea was safe, but video essays on the main show, aka the original show, and by extension the Railway series, should come first. So whether or not I'll make that follow-up video, I'm uncertain. In December of last year, I had to cancel a video I was creating which would have been my 10-year anniversary on YouTube. The trouble was a lot of things were coming up, like Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul, Christmas, my job, which I'm going to touch on later, and I was also chasing around a stupid blood test I took. The hobby shop closed down, and I thought I was being clever to combine the Thomas topics with the Amra videos, because I ended up picking up a Buckman Gordon and some blue coaches, and even that took time, and all of it just led me to cancel my own anniversary, which was sad, because I wanted that video to, like, explain myself, like, what I've been through, how I've got here, and what I aim to do, but I guess I'm kind of doing that with this video right now, because I had nothing for the anniversary of a TV show. I had to cancel my own anniversary, And so there was no way I could let the Railway series anniversary go by without something for the occasion. But the anniversaries do not stop here, and this is where I would like to talk about other videos I have planned. Next year will mark Delmar's 15th anniversary of Thomas Comedies, a parody series redubbing various episodes, and there is a script I wrote all the way back in 2016 that was meant to be a part of his series. It's gone through rewrites, but even after everything I have done, this is the funniest video I have ever written. It will be my magnum opus. The trouble is, for one reason or another, it never gets off the ground. Like, Delmar at one point lost motivation to continue Thomas Comedies, and because it's heavily based on Paint Pots and Queens, when Queen Elizabeth passed away, I felt wrong to release a parody video after her recent passing, but right now, he and I have agreed to put it together at long last, and to all the actors that have sent me their lines, I'm very sorry it has taken this long, but I am grateful for you guys for taking the time to record my script, sending your lines in, and please, dear God, let next year be the year we finally complete this project. Now, Thomas Comedy's The Queen's Train is a massive video. This would mean putting off my own videos to work on this. No one's making money off this, by the way. This was made from pure love, a symbol of our friendship with Mullen Studios, and hopefully when it's finally finished we can all enjoy it together. As for my own channel, there's a lot of unrelated Thomas videos I want to make, like top 10 underrated movies you should check out. I recently watched The Rocketeer, a movie that bombed when it came out in 1991, but during lockdown people have uncovered this hidden gem, and it turns out to be a great movie. Shame it's taken 30 years to find an audience, but yeah, I'd like to talk about Rocketeer and a bunch of other movies that deserve more attention. Movie reviews. There's not a lot I'm looking forward to, but Coyote vs. Acme is one I cannot go unnoticed. And I would love to make a character analysis why I love the character of Wile E. Coyote and why he is one of Looney Tunes' best creations. Fast and Furious is another, particularly how to send off a main character like Paul Walker, and I never watched the Fast and Furious movies until recently, and I felt so much love for Paul Walker's character, whereas someone like John Connor, Luke Skywalker, I felt spite. I felt as if the filmmakers did not care for those characters. And something my father told me after he watched The Last Jedi, Hollywood cannot deliver emotion without someone getting axed. And I have the perfect comparison in mind from One Piece. When Luffy goes hungry in Whole Cake Island, no one passes away, nobody even sheds tears, but crikey did I feel sad. Like, One Piece feels the need to over-animate their characters, like, the tears are not enough, they have to be drooling, they have to have snot dripping out of their nose, and it leaves me confused if I should feel sad or laugh at these ridiculous faces they put on. But this scene in Whole Cake Island should serve as a testament how to deliver emotion without a character's departure. Another video essay I would love to make is when creators ruin their own work. From Britt Allcroft and the Magic Railroad, to George Miller and Mad Max, Hiro Mashima and Fairy Tail, Daron Nefsi and Star vs. the Forces of Evil. These are well-established franchises where the creators, objectively speaking, tarnish their own reputation. And how people reflect on their work, how should fans take it, how should creators take in the criticism, it would be a massive video, and right now I'm not up to the task. I need to know exactly what I'm talking about with each series and each creator, what their intentions were. For smaller videos, as I am recording, the Claremont exhibition is right around the corner, which is an event full of model trains, Lego. I've been going to it for years, I've been making videos at this event for years. But I think I will save those for when I'm about to put out another Thomas topic to sort of boost the algorithm, so both videos will pop up in recommendations. There's also a couple of videos I want to remake, like the Hotham Valley train ride videos, combining part 1 and 2 together as a remastered video, because you will notice the picture quality isn't that good, and it's not because of the footage, it's because I didn't know how to sequence my items correctly. Now the good news is I still have a folder with all the clips. The bad news is I did not rename any of them, like opening, train whistle, boom gates. So that's going to take time to find everything and edit the video properly and export with the correct settings. Now, let's discuss Yu-Gi-Oh! In January of 2024, I announced I would retire Yu-Gi-Oh! From my channel. Recently, I decided to put together another Yu-Gi-Oh! Video. Why did I do that? There is another content creator named MBT who does a series of videos called Twitter Threads, where he asks his community a question for a Yu-Gi-Oh! Topic, and everyone provides more examples he is looking for related to the topic. And I love these videos. They are certainly eye-opening for long-time fans. And you can probably see where I'm going with this. I have my own ideas for MBT's Twitter threads. I've tried to reach out to him on numerous occasions, and at one point he bookmarked a suggestion of mine, but he still hasn't gotten around to it. I want to say it's a win-win situation because even he admitted earlier this year he's dialing back Twitter threads because he's running out of ideas. But I got enough ideas to last a fortnight until the end of the year. That is how rich Yu-Gi-Oh! Is, from the anime to the card game to tournaments, products, marketing blunders from Konami. There is so much to talk about with Yu-Gi-Oh! MBT makes more videos, his videos keep me entertained, keeps the community thriving. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. So after I come back from my trip, because I'm flying overseas soon, I will dedicate a month to Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos and then focus on the Claremont videos, and that should build up to my Halloween special for Thomas topics. That's a current plan for my channel. Yeah, it might be a mess with my algorithm, but I want to keep Yu-Gi-Oh! Going because I feel like it's on the decline, like most other franchises where it's losing its identity, but not for the same reasons. Like, to get an idea of what Konami has done with the franchise, they have the TCG OCG, regular card game, then they have Rush Duels, which is an entirely different game, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, a mobile game, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, which is on Steam, Yu-Gi-Oh! Cross Duels, which I have no idea what it's about, and apparently a lot of people didn't know about because it was shut down a year later. They had Yu-Gi-Oh! Speed Duels, which was like a reboot of a traditional card game, but recently that product line was cancelled. And the only thing going on with the anime are short animations for some of the lore in the card artworks. Like, hey, that's cool, they're bringing these stories to life from Yu-Gi-Oh! Lore, but is that going to bring in new players? It's weird that Konami has done a lot to cater towards its fans, unlike many other studios, Disney, but I still feel like there's an identity crisis when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! I love Thomas and Yu-Gi-Oh! Equally. Some people have suggested, why don't you make another channel to separate these different types of content? Couple of reasons. One, I will be starting from scratch with an unmonetized channel and will not make any money off of videos, and two, I don't exactly have long-term plans for Yu-Gi-Oh! So consider it a short burst before I return to Thomas videos, or train-related videos. Another thing is I would like to win a tournament. I have come top 8 in the past and made it to second place once, but I've never won a tournament, and I would like to do that before hanging my hat up. As a result, Yu-Gi-Oh! Does conflict with producing videos like, do I go to a tournament this weekend, or do I work on my Thomas videos? And this is where I would like to talk about other hobbies and personal life. There's a lot of games and shows I want to check out, like this is a list of video games I've been meaning to play, and this is a list of anime I'm either currently watching or planning to watch. Particularly subbed anime because reading does exercise the brain, but I barely have time for it because this is where my job conflicts with everything. I am a storeman at the airport, which involves a lot of heavy lifting, so I need to build muscles for that. But I want to do YouTube, which takes up my mental capacity, whereas the airport involves physical capacity. And I've been stressed out by this horrible combination of extremes from both sides. I don't read enough to do YouTube, I don't exercise enough being a storeman, lifting kegs, boxes, trolleys, all that jazz, and as a result, all I can do is consume slop, comfort food like Let's Plays on YouTube, or Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, Rocket League, things that don't require much thinking or paying attention because I need to save it for my own YouTube videos. I've been meaning to leave the airport for some time, and it's been a long ongoing argument with my father, who believes I should get more working hours or find another job. And truth be told, I have turned down job interviews to pursue YouTube. At the end of 2019, I completed my diploma and advanced diploma courses in film and television, and I found a job at a small independent company that interviews people. But by 2020, as we know, was a year of lockdowns which threw my plans into disarray, and the company was quickly laying off their own workers. I bring this up because I have these talents now, these gifts I spent 4 years of studying, and if I can't put them to use, then those years would be for nothing. YouTube might be the closest I will get to anything filming related as a viable job, but is it enough to make a living? That is what I've been trying to prove to my father, and why the airport job is such a detriment to my plans. But it is automatic. There is a simple schedule I can follow, so it's like the best job at the same time while working on YouTube. Like I just roll up and get straight to work. If I had another job where I'm required to use my brain, I don't think that would go over very well, so it's been tough. And I wish I could pump videos out quicker and have time to patch out some things like the editing or recording. I don't know, but I hope you guys understand my situation. Speaking of reading, my grandfather gave me a book to learn more Croatia, because he had to escape his home country during World War II and made it to Australia, so I have Croatian heritage. It's only in recent years I have figured out why people question my accent like, "Oi mate, you're from the UK or something?" Nah, I was born down under. However, everyone on my mum's side of the family talks a little faster than the average Aussie, and that must be the Croatian side. So knowing that this is how I was born, I decided to tap into it and learn more about a culture my family has ties to. For example, Dobro jutro is good morning, Dobra večer is good evening, Laka noć is good night. For some reason, it is grammatically incorrect to say Dobra noć. Anyone else watching fluent in Croatia? Maybe we can hang out and I can speak in cohesive sentences. And maybe when I become an expert, I can do Croatian wordplay. And then again, like, I would probably be the only one who gets the jokes. And now, the last thing to talk about. The big question I have. Should I delete the Gina Carano segment in my Daisy video? I've been thinking about this for a couple months at this point, and there are a few reasons. The biggest is the information is outdated when a lawsuit was supposed to start. It has been delayed to next year, and it could be delayed yet again. I also feel like I reference Star Wars too much in my Thomas videos, and it's not going to be the last time because Disney Star Wars is anti-literacy, a lesson in how to not handle a franchise, how to not conduct a business, and how to not handle fan critiques. But even showing Ben Shapiro, who, even among conservatives, is a divisive figure, I feel like it is immersion breaking. However, I still stand by Gina and her battle to take on Lucasfilm and hopefully expose the corrupted, rotting stench inside the company and reveal Kathleen Kennedy's true colors publicly. Speaking of funny smells, the Daily Wire itself has something shady going on, and I don't feel comfortable referencing them. You guys might have heard some buzz when they were going to make their own Snow White movie to compete with Disney, but not only have we heard nothing on the project, the actress who was set to play the title character was fired for reasons we don't fully know. There's just something dodgy going on with that company, and I'd rather stay clear so no one gets the impression I'm a fan or anything. Anyway, at the time of writing the Daisy video, I really did try to think of a Thomas comparison regarding the message being offended for other people, when those people have no issue with the alleged problem at hand. Jeff Dunham, who I also referenced in that video, has also been accused of being, insensitive towards Middle Eastern people or Muslim folk. And yet, if you watch the DVD all around the map, they actually like Ahmed, surprisingly. So, you have no argument. You got no case there. Like, if they like Ahmed, you can't say Ahmed is insensitive to Middle Eastern Muslim people. But the Gina Carano story was the best I got. Since then, I have discovered the Brian Young clip who tried to tell us kids would be afraid of train crashes, so now that I've got that in my censorship video, I feel comfortable in deleting the Gina Carano piece. If you go to my community tab, I have a voting poll for you to decide should I delete it or not. I will leave it up for a week, and then I will pin the result under the Daisy video as a comment, whatever it may be. And, explain myself under the video itself. Bear in mind, the video will stay up. I'm just deleting a scene, and all the comments will remain. I could save the scene for when her lawsuit does finally kick off, and that could be another video I could make, because it is a historic case. But, for now, I leave the fate of that scene in your hands. You have the power now. Okay. That was a lot to say, and probably the last video for a while, and when I come back, I wonder if I will hit the reset button and maybe refresh my mind. Because I mentioned all these plans for videos I got, but if my father has his way, it'll be more difficult putting out more videos, so I'm worried, guys. I'm worried what's going to happen when I come back. Until next time, take care, mates. Make sure to vote so I know whether to delete the Gina Carano scene from the controversial history of Daisy, and wish me luck.